Hi there, I'm at the Neolithic Flint mine site of Grimes Graves with Will Lord. Now he's sprung a little surprise on us because the second half of the day we were going to have some food and do some flint knapping is actually at Will's lodge where he does his courses. Now we're going down the Cannon Greenwells mine, which is just over my shoulder here. There is one open to the public, but that is just the size of the opening chamber at the Cannon Greenwells site, so it's going to be quite special. I have been before and did a blog on it, which you can actually see here if you want to. And you can see the undulating surface, almost like cratered. And also hearing those skylarks as well, it's gorgeous. This is a shot in the actual visitor centre from the air.
You always like doing this to the ladies, don't you? Let me help you with that.
Exclusive. Say nothing else without embarrassed to be present.
Oh, no lights and cameras until I give you the word go in there. In places like this, there's very smooth, soft, scoopy marks, and what they had is they were, like here you've got them, they antler tips, all like antler tips. Basically they're using polished axes, and that's what they were actually mining with, polished axes, and then using this. Can you imagine trying to get that out? This whole floor was covered in that. In fact, it's pretty much a sheet of flint which travels the whole landscape. No one's ever been in there. Well, you see footprints, wouldn't you?
Yeah. When I came the first time, Will, and you showed me this, I audibly gasped. Because it made me think everything in the museum has been touched and put behind us, you know, a glass or whatever. This is just quite literally looking back, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, it's as good as I remember it last time, Will. It's as good as I remember it last time.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly left-handed antlers, if I remember rightly, because for right-handed miners.
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant. It's just awesome. Oh, brilliant.
Pretty good axe for that, really. You see him? But there's a good one. That soft cupping marks of the axe.
Yeah, going from side to side.
Yeah. Yeah, like there, it shines.
In the centre of the picture there's a place where the axe has taken quite a divot out. And this is the one that Will showed us first when we got in. And this is another shot of the one that Will showed us first off. This is the one that's opposite the actual steps up. Starting to take people out now. We're just going to finish looking around all these different chambers. And this is opposite the tunnel where the tabular stone is the mother stone. And this is why the ladder feels like it goes on forever, because it does. There's no evidence of soot found down here, so the light was coming in from this big aperture at the top. Second time round, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So now we're going to have a look round the site while we wait for the second group to go down. It goes without saying you'll get all this chalky mess on you when you come out. I'll leave a list of what I wore down there in the notes because it's actually quite chilly. And now as an extra bonus we're getting to go into the mine that the public getting to go into. You can see the steps down are much more visitor friendly because they come down in little bursts and then there's platforms. You can see this is a much more homogenised version if you like. Here we are in the visitor centre now, we've finished. Just do a quick scan around here. Just a little bit of video of the artifacts that I've made with Will on previous visits to him. I'm doing this in my back garden because it's going to look a bit dodgy if I start getting these out and then putting them back in my bag when he's showing us his stuff. Now this one and this one, they were done on a one-to-one I did with him 2016. This arrowhead here is one that I did on the first and my only visit to Grimes Graves at the end when we had a practice, and this was a hand axe that Will made on the same day. Now he said anyone can have this if they promise to polish it. So what I've decided to do is leave one side like this and polish the other, so like a before and an after. I'm going to show Will this at the end and get him to give me an honest critique, and he hasn't seen this before. Dinner's coming on. Now the deer and dinner's going to be ready soon. This is a little bit of the back strap with the fillet from the back. Right, Fred.
Don't be polite, leave them one little bit there waiting until Darren takes it.
Can you get yourself a bit tied off, don't you, again?
Some more, I'll hang it on there.
So it's got a little bit of garlic salt.
Well, garlic salt, yeah.
This was lunch with bread and some vegetable stew, some rams and salt, pickled rams and heads, rams and butter and venison.
And what we want some chunks of it that are kind of usable. Now you see something like that, the idea of making an axe out of that, you could, but I'd like better. And flint knapping is an arrangement of good quality thinking, so you think well by taking good, you give yourself good opportunities rather than bad opportunities. It's a better tablet, that would be suitable for one of you. Right, so I'm going to sort of put a few of these bits down. And what you might do is you might pick it up, you might tap it once, and you tap it once and it's full straight off. And it's like, well, that's the end of that. Well, that's flint knapping. You see that I keep turning it over. I'm turning it over because I'm trying to get on a nice flat fresh face, and that's leading me into quite a lot of stock there. So I've got a reasonable nice tablet of stone there, right? You could potentially say, hey, I like that because that's already axe shape, and I'm going to do that at the moment. I'm going to keep doing that for a minute because I'm going to take the axe out the middle of here. Imagine you've got somebody has got to be encouraged to spend the next 100 hours of their life smoothing this out. They at least want to be happy to receive it, don't they? That'll do. That's how we make flint axes.
In fact, you've got people to go around the corner and said, right, close your eyes and hold out your hand.
I feel like tubular flint.
Yeah. Definitely. Put something hard and round in it.
No, what you're doing is you are fast action soft hammer technique.
I don't think it's piece of rock right.
And you're going to browse it. What meaning? A soft hammer this size, browsing it is done. It's hand palm work under support with the finger, and you're going to bring that down to the scale of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So you exclusively remove material with that slowly.
Yeah.
It over.
Really useful. Civilised life. Like these. There's nothing wrong with that.
What I would do about that. Coming from the edge. That's worth keeping because that's what comes around.
Right, I've got something to show you from last time at Brian's grave here. Got a minute? Hold your thumb.
Go on then.
When you did it last time up at Brian's grave, he said, here's a hand axe.
Right.
If anyone wants to polish it, you can have it. And I said, yes, well, I thought, shit, how much I've got to do.
Cool.
Now, what I decided to do was a half and half. Right. Looked like a before and after. So obviously that's before, and that's as far as I've got.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
Now, the only thing is with that, I'm just worried, I don't know how much more material I can get rid of there because it's quite deep. It seems like I'm going to have to take quite a lot off to get that totally smooth.
Go and look at the originals, you'll see things like that all over them.
I'm glad you said that because I did.
Yeah.
I am.
So as long as you did the work on the front, that would be
I'll do that there,
yeah.
maybe, just so that it's actually functional.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Did you do that all by hand?
No, I have to be honest, I did do some power stuff, but I did use stone as well because obviously time's of the essence when you've got other stuff to do.
You're getting an element of shiny going on there.
Is that,
That's good, yeah. You remember Scott's, he brought the whole thing up mirror finished.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Nice.
I'm glad you didn't say it's rubbish. That's good.
No. So what shaft you got going on there?
This is basically, it is just dowel, and that's some buzzard feathers. Right. And again, I have no chance to sort of smooth this down because I need an ember for that, obviously.
Yeah.
I've just been using a little torchy lighter, and this is onion skin dye, and then I've just obviously done a little bit of embellishment there to look. I suppose it looks like I've been straightening it, but I haven't.
Nice.
And then obviously,
You're going in there.
yeah, I've got quite a narrow one there, but I can obviously take a little bit more out of there and
Go back further into that.
yeah, exactly. So this is, I'm just wondering if that's going to perhaps at the moment be a bit too long for the shaft.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, don't try reducing its length. Just try, I mean, at the moment, get control over things like this. So you know that you're going back in that direction now, right?
Yep.
There.
Try and even it off a bit, yeah.
So you think of the centre line. Once you've come to the centre line there, right, everything below there is gone.
Yeah.
Then you can switch it around and you can hunt him down to get more out of there.
Yeah.
Do you need all that width at the back?
No, I was thinking that if anything, it's got to become a sort of narrower
I'd probably
isosceles
come
triangle.
into the corners like that. There's a lot of material you're lifting out there. Once you start thinking like that, you haven't got a hell of a lot of length.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But, yeah, so we probably better perhaps try and round it.
Yeah, well, it's up to you because at the end of the day, you're the designer.
Yeah, because to me it seems like that would be a nice shape to put on there. Well, I'm doing all right, but now I need a little bit of will intervention.
But that's straightened things out a bit.
It has. But when you're saying that I won't get there, if you do the angled flakes, that would get them.
No, they're only going to go up it. I mean, basically, you would have to think of where the centre is, and the centre is there. So you've got to bring that up to at least there.
Right.
So you can cast across the top of it.
Okay.
That's a lot of work. I mean, you could actually, a lot of this, when you look at that, the line of that is there anyway. So I think you're better off putting time into that edge
Yeah.
right? And then you could see that as your point.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep. That one there, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. You can see now. It's more, it's more curved, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for your intervention, there, sir.
If I guess.
Inside
the shaft of the arrow behind the tip, these become what we describe as little metal assemblages.
There we are with Will's intervention. There's a little platform that I just couldn't deal with. So he's not only done that, but he started doing some pressure flaking. And the area at the bottom there is just something I've now got to work on to try and just make it a bit more symmetrical. So I'm cutting and running now. The course is just sort of winding itself down. I've made myself an arrowhead, or an arrowhead I should say, for the atlatl. Whether it's going to be too thick to fit in, we'll have to wait and see. Will says there's also a large part that's going to take too much work for an amateur like me, so I'm going to have to leave that in. Now, he said to everybody, if they fail on one piece, help yourself to more. So I've got a couple more pieces that are a bit thinner. So I may use one of those at home to make my piece. But basically, this change to the day, where we go down Grimes Graves in the morning and then comes back to his lodge, has got a massive thumbs up from everyone. So I'd really recommend this as a day if you're thinking about it.